Well, hi there, guys. There's been massive news coming out of Gig Lane today, and that is that first team coach, first team manager, Dave Mcnabb, has been moved upstairs in what the club are calling a club restructure. So he will no longer be in charge of the first team. He will take on the role of head of football operations at Gig Lane. So he's effectively been promoted, really, into a new role, which I think it'll be a good role for him. And I think, to be completely honest, I don't think the change is too much of a surprise. I mean, you could look at the league table. Bury are I think they're in 4th position. And you could say, on the face of it, they are doing quite well. They've recently been promoted to the Northern Premier League West Division, and they're 4th, not too bad. But I think a lot of people have been concerned with a few of the performances on the pitch for the last month or so, and I don't think the change is too much of a surprise. That said, though, my main comment on this video is that I do think that Dave Mcnabb has been an absolute brilliant manager for Bury over the past 2 years. He's been in charge just over 2 years. I mean, he took over in October 2023 when Bury fired former manager Andy Welsh. He took over in a really difficult time, completely transformed the team overnight, really, because they were stumbling over teams that they should have been beating, and he transformed them overnight into a winning machine. And it's my view, and nobody will ever change this, but it's my view that if Dave Mcnabb had been in charge right from the start of that season when they came back to Gig Lane, that Bury would have been promoted that year. But that said, they still managed to come away with the playoff finish, 90-odd points. And, they were unlucky not to get promoted. Obviously, last season, they had a fantastic year, 2025. They got, 109 points, something like that. They were the highest goal scorers in England. And, it culminated with that final game of the season, 8,000, nearly 9,000 people packed into Gig Lane. And it was a great spectacle. And, Dave Mcnabb was central to all of that. The football was brilliant. They were mean defensively, scored plenty of goals. But it kind of hasn't transpired this season. I mean, they had an indifferent start, then they started to hit some form, and then in the last month or so, they've kind of coughed and spluttered the way through it. And I think the change is probably warranted. Now, I think that for Dave Mcnabb to be moved upstairs, that is a good move, because he'll be able to have a good hand in who they bring in as the manager. And I do think his philosophy, particularly his philosophy from last season, was definitely the right one for Bury. And I'm genuinely excited to see who will come in. Please do let me know in the comments, who do you think will be the new Bury manager? To be honest, I've absolutely no idea whatsoever. It's just gone live on the website. They are accepting applications for the first team manager's role. So we'll see who they get. I mean, personally, I think you can't get better than Bernard and Jono. But will they be tempted away from Ratcliffe, even though Jono is a Bury fan? That's what I'm told anyway. Will they be tempted away from Ratcliffe? Because Ratcliffe are having a really good season. They're bubbling towards the top of the Conference North, which for a town of Ratcliffe's size, I mean, it's not even a town in its own right, but no disrespect to Ratcliffe. But they're doing a brilliant job there. And will he be able to be tempted away to come to Gig Lane? Well, it will be interesting to see. So the next game, Shifnal Town away, a game that Bury will be wanting to win. Tim Lees will be in charge of that game. I don't see Bury playing too different to how they've been playing the last few weeks. We'll we'll just have to see how they get on. But it's quite an exciting time for Gig Lane. Quite an exciting time for Bury. Going to be getting a new manager. Going to be very interesting. And so, yeah, I just want to say, you know, thank you very much to Dave Mcnabb for everything that he's done for Bury Football Club. That will never be forgotten. Always conducted himself with a high degree of decorum and class. Strikes me as a really nice guy. And I don't mean that in a negative way, but he seems like someone who's got a lot of class about them. That's what I wanted to say. You know, when the pressure's been on, because Bury is a high-pressure club, when the pressure's been on, he's never reacted in a bad way, taken it in his stride, always acted professionally, in my opinion. So just want to say thank you very much for Dave McNabb, and thank you for everything that you've done for Bury Football Club. So there we go. So a new manager incoming at Gig Lane. We'll see who it is. Thanks very much for watching. And if you could hit like and subscribe, that'd be a massive help. So thanks very much for watching. Make sure you comment below who you think the next Bury manager is going to be.